My name is Christian Lee Vasquez. I've been with Wyrd since its inception. I was there when Taylor had a single glass 5-gallon carboy jug in their closet in Oak Grove, and I've seen it's like, yeah, we're making mead. I'm like, that's cool. Like, I knew what mead was from Skyrim. It was like, like a lot of people, I didn't know mead was a real thing. I've had people that would be like, what's mead? I thought it was only existed in World of Warcraft or Skyrim. I'm like, oh, no, mother sucker. It's a real thing. It's just honey, water, yeast. Oldest alcoholic beverage in recorded human history. During this whole process, like they found the shop that was on McLaughlin and Courtney right next to the Chevron station, and then they upgraded from the carboy to Baldur's Bladder, the only fermenter we have that's on wheels. Yeah, from there it just kind of started taking off, and I just saw them like, oh, that's cool. And at the time I was probably doing like temp work and stuff, like working in warehouses, moving boxes, stuff like that. Like grunt work is what I've always been used to since I was 18. So the days I wasn't working, I was over there helping Travis with leather work. I was watching and helping, seeing how the mead side was being done. I've helped pour honey into the fermenter. I helped throw in some of the yeast, stir it around. Like I've basically have been helping since the start. Fast forward 2020, when we got the shop side, like with the actual retail store going, and we got the website up and going, like we were getting emails from people in Australia, New Zealand, Germany, the Netherlands, people from like Europe, just be like, hey, can you ship your mead here? It's just like the fact that the word spread so much for something that people want without us really trying. I mean, Travis does a tremendous job just networking, sharing, putting the name out there. We've been getting support from all over since the beginning. It's the classic, you started from the bottom and now you're here, and now we're in here. Couldn't have picked a better place, honestly. And every night people were coming out because they see medieval fantasy, fireplaces, Lord of the Rings music playing overhead. People's just like, I want to live like as if I'm in The Hobbit, so people came out to that. Travis being the massive Lord of the Rings nerd that he is, like Billy Boyd, he reached out to him and was just like, hey, if you're ever in town for Comic-Con or whatever, you're in the Lord of the Rings, we have a medieval tavern kind of place that definitely fits the Lord of the Rings vibe. And Billy just he went down his own rabbit hole and was like looked us up and stuff, and he's like, oh my gosh. And it got to the point, connecting with Billy, that Travis was featured on the Friendship Onion, their podcast, with Dominic Monaghan, one of the other hobbits. They do a segment on their podcast where they try foods from around the world or delicacies from around the world. And they brought Travis onto their podcast. We sent them 12 bottles, different flavors, of like 12 different flavors that we had going. That was the first time ever trying mead in their lives. You think they played hobbits in Lord of the Rings, and that movie was made 20-something years ago at this point. And that was the first time having mead. And they've never had mead before. And they're just like, this is great. So what we tell folks, I'm like, our mead is officially Hobbit approved. How many other meaderies get to say they can claim that title? I get so many people just be like, I feel like I'm in Skyrim, or I'm in a tavern in World of Warcraft, or I'm in the Prancing Pony, just old wood tables, fireplace, stone fireplace with a glass of mead. People get that experience just from being here. People come out in their cosplays. I've had so many people ask me, is it okay if we dress up when we come in? It's like, could be Comic-Con weekend, it could be Ren Fair weekend, it could be a random Tuesday in the middle of April or something. Just no specific event. If you just want to come out with just an excuse, just to wear your this leather metal armor piece that you've been wanting to debut at Ren Fair, but Ren Fair is months away, and you want an excuse just to wear it out in public, you come here. I enjoy seeing that, and every time I see anybody in any sort of garb, women in beautiful dresses, dudes in their big bulky armors, or vice versa. Let's be honest, we don't discriminate. You know, like, that's great. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. And seeing these people dress up, I always tell them, you look awesome. You look lovely. You're beautiful. You know, fucking slay. And people have the times of their lives in here. And of course, it's like a play on words. It's like, you know, keep Portland weird. Come to Wyrd and be weird. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I've seen my fair share of strange characters in here. Like, you know, whether if you're role playing or not, like, you know, we're friends to everybody that come through. You know, just like any establishment or business, just come in and have fun. Don't be a dick.